We're here with Angie from Angie Baylison Consulting, who's going to talk to us all about choosing childcare. Thanks for joining us, Angie.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, how do parents go about choosing the right childcare for their children?
Well, this is a very tricky decision, very hard decision for most parents to make. And I normally recommend for parents to go and visit as many childcare services as possible. They really need to write down a list and say, okay, what type of childcare am I looking for? Do I need something that's close to home? Do I need something that's close to work, public transport? Do I want my child with one other child, with one carer, with three carers? There are various types of children's services that I will go into a little bit later. But the main thing is for parents to really try and feel comfortable and know where they'd like to send their child. And by doing that, they really need to go and visit as many childcare services as possible and to get that gut feeling that, yes, this is where I'm going to leave my baby.
And what types of childcare are there?
There are many types of childcare. The main services people look at is long day care. And long day care is more or less normally from 6 or 7 in the morning till 5, 6 in the evening. And they have more than one carer per room. So there's normally maybe a baby's room with about 12 babies in it, say under 2, with 4 or 5 carers. There's a special ratio that they need per child, per baby, per staff member. And so parents can choose that type of setting where mostly food's provided. It is a longer day for a child, so parents working the longer hours. They'd like their child to be with more children. And that's generally open most weeks of the year. Then we move on to a smaller setting, something like family daycare, where it's actually where a carer works in their own home. So this is run by a coordination unit. And what actually happens is the carer is supported by a coordination unit. The parents phone up the coordination unit of the council or the community area that they live in. And then they have a look and they say, right, they go through what hours do you need, where would you like the carer to live? Do you want food provided, no food provided? Qualifications or experience of a caregiver, and then they give you a few names, or they'll give parents a few names of carers to go visit. They go to their own home, and it is a smaller setting. It's where the carer has only up to 5 children under 5, so it's more of that homely environment, one-to-one, same carer every day, whereas the long day care, you do have the same staff, but they're on different shifts. So it's really an individual opinion, and parents need to find what's best for them. Then we have home-based care, which is very similar to family daycare, but that's actually linked to Department of Community Services, where the carer works in their own home, the same as family daycare, but they're actually licensed with docs, but they don't have that same support system as family daycare. They solely work on their own and again look after 5 children under 5, and that's really for people to be recommended by other people who know the carer. And then the other main one that parents use is obviously a preschool, so where children mainly go when 3 to 5, just before school, and that's also opened just purely for school term, as well as a nanny. So that's if you just want your baby at home or your child at home with someone, and then you also need to go and do the right checks and make sure you sort of know that nanny well, where they're coming from and so on. Childcare services out there.
Fantastic. In order for parents to feel safe about leaving their kids with somebody else, what sort of questions should they be asking?
I normally recommend for parents to really write a list before they start doing the whole childcare hunt. Otherwise, once they get there, they'll probably forget what they're looking for. Definitely some of the things are they licensed? So licensed with DOCS, Department of Community Services. Have they, what qualifications do the carers have? Or experience as well. Having a look at the amount of children are there, looking at the room, the setup, the safety. How is my child going to be safe? Do carers have first aid qualifications? Also finding out if a lot of parents are concerned that their child is going to have a different routine from that at home. So how can the service actually incorporate their child's routine to be the same as home? Where does my child sleep? Where are they going to eat? What do you do with the children all day? There are endless questions, but definitely writing it all down. Also, is the food cooked on the premises? Is it brought in? These are dietary restrictions maybe that my child has, or allergies. It's a gut feeling of a parent that's got to be comfortable in sending their child to that service.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you got some tips on settling kids into childcare?
Yes, definitely, lots of tips. So once the parents have done all their research and they've thought, yes, I think I know where I'm going to send my baby or my child, the most important thing is to see if, before the parents go back to work, to try and spend a little bit of time at the service with their child or their baby. So speaking to the service and saying, look, my child's going to be coming 2 days a week at the end of the month. Can I leave my child, or organise to leave my child a couple of hours and then slowly increase it each day, so the child gets used to it, and basically trying to get used to the carers, trying to get used to the other children around, and like I said, gradually increase the hours as they go along to feel more comfortable.
Yep.
So also talking about the children's other names when they go home, who did you play with today, and really the main thing is keeping in touch with the caregiver and saying, how did my child go, and having a really honest relationship. If your child is having trouble settling in, then you need to keep that close contact with the caregiver and say, you know, what else can we do to make it a more positive experience?
That's great advice. Thanks, Angie.
And no problem.